Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Tucson Tasty Show, brought to you by Dirty Cactus Soaps and Gifts, with Wesley Source, your host, and guest co-host, Kelly Straube.
Every week at a unique Tucson location to celebrate rich culture.
Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Tucson Tasty Show, brought to you by Dirty Cactus Soaps and Gifts, with Wesley Source, your host, and guest co-host, Kelly Straube.
Join us every week at a unique Tucson location to celebrate Tucson's rich culture.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with Kelly of Dirty Cactus Soaps and Gifts. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited to be here. I tried this once before, and I'm excited to keep enjoying the menu.
Wonderful. Yes. So we're here on Thornydale and Ina at Crème Coffee, and we're checking out not only a new local place on the northwest side of town, and we're also talking with one of the local roasters, BattleBorn Coffee, and the owner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
BattleBorn, that would be. I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Rewind, repeat. Hold on.
We're
try again. Try your mic again. Oh.
Tina, is it plugged in the bottom?
Should I give her mine?
Oh.
We're sorry. To be joining us is Aaron of Crème Coffee.
Aaron of Crème Coffee?
No.
Is the logo pointing towards him?
Yep.
Awesome.
On both.
The bigger logo. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and try your microphone. I don't know.
While we're working on technical difficulties, you can see that I got a delicious banana bread, which is amazing. I had it here once before, but they also have vegan options, and they're completely sold out of the lemon bread, I want to say. Yeah. And so come early, come quick, because apparently that goes really fast. But I have this one, and then I got my...
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm kind of in. All right.
There we
I think
go.
you're in now.
Now we got to figure out what's going on with the other one.
Yeah. Well, and just to finish that, I got a chai ice, but I'm a new oat milk fan, so I got my chai ice with oat milk, and Aaron suggested that I try it with the spicy on this one, and I've only had the sweet with the oat milk, and now I had the spicy, and it's amazing.
Yeah, with the oat milk, I definitely recommend the spicy with that, and I think it just complements itself really, really well. It tastes amazing.
Awesome. Okay, I think now you can introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Aaron. Good to see you today.
Hi, welcome. It's good to be on the show. Thank you guys for coming in. Yeah, I started this in 2019, April 2019, and really have just kind of watched it kind of take off, and it's been really cool. A really cool journey, but also an extremely difficult journey. And so we were just shy of a year before everything went crazy for a couple of years, and that was extremely difficult. But we stuck to it, and here we are today. We've got 6 employees now. We've been doing it, going strong. My wife's she's 2 weeks away from having a baby. Ooh. And we're packed in here right now, and it's just it's awesome. It's really cool to have a dream and stick to it, and then watch that dream kind of take off, and then just with the other people that we've been able to help out, like BattleBorn's here right now with us, and just seeing them kind of like start their dream and get going as well. It's really cool to see what something you've started can help all these other people do. Like there's artists, there's bakers, there's everything you can imagine, people walking through the door. Everything we do is local, and even our shirts and window decals, everything we do locally. And it's really cool to kind of see and support everyone else who's got a dream as well and is working towards their goals.
Let's try the microphone one more time for BattleBorn.
Hello. Oh, hey.
There she is.
I can't. Nope.
And the way that I always tell people is you have to almost kiss it, like when you're talking into it. Very close. Very close, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You can hear her?
Yeah, a little bit. Go for it again.
I can hear myself.
Yeah,
I can hear you because I have ears, but not because I have headphones on.
I can hear it through headphones, just barely, though. It sounds like you're really far away.
Okay, even closer.
That's a little better.
Really need to talk louder.
Let's check the
Almost make out with the
microphone to make sure
microphone,
that it's pointed the right direction as well. That's
It says on air.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in the right spot.
Oh, we got some feedback someplace. Anyways, all right.
Probably me
Here,
touching
let's do
things.
this.
You guys gonna share? There you go, swinging it around.
All right, that's better.
There you go.
Still pretty close though.
So, BattleBorn, who are you?
We are a local coffee roaster. I probably don't need to be
To the side, yeah, not the top to the side. Okay, it's weird. You can raise it. You don't have to slouch. Yeah, we don't want you to slouch. I've had to do it before.
All right. So we roast coffee out of our house under the cottage law. We like to source coffees from mostly single origin. We have a few blends we've been experimenting with and trying to see how crazy we can make things. We got some espresso blends and a cold brew blend, but
You should tell the story about the
single
Ethiopia
origin.
from yesterday and how you roasted it, I think a minute shorter, a minute longer or something like that. And it turned out really well.
That's kind of Brad's story, but so I manage the business and my husband is the coffee roaster. He's kind of like a DJ when he's roasting. So he's got his notepad and his computer and all of these things, and then he's just taking notes as he's doing it. So he will change the roast, and it's just the smallest little thing will really affect the whole roast. So he's shaved an entire minute off the roast time, which is even shorter now. It's generally a shorter roast anyway, but he has shaved so much time off, it's kind of crazy, but it totally changes the flavor of the bean. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. And so people would ask me when I first got started, like, what is craft coffee? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't know. And I felt like I should know what that is because we're a craft coffee shop. And I was like, I couldn't ever put it into words. But now, after having been doing this, standing behind the counter for 5 years, I know what it is now. And just like you were saying with roasting your beans, it's an actual craft. So it's kind of like, instead of going to a big box store and getting your furniture, you're going to a local guy who's hand making that furniture for you. And it's like that with the coffee here and with the way you roast the beans as well. So we can craft exactly what you want. You just tell us what you want, and then we craft it for you and make you the perfect cup every time. And every thought goes into every shot we pull, and every minute of roast that you have too. There's a ton of just thought and care that goes into all that, and that's why you can get a good product.
Well, I think that's what makes our Tucson chefs and crafters and, roasters and all of the people that are in Tucson is because we really understand that, everything is a recipe and there are, a bunch of ingredients. And I think Tucson as a whole, we could get confused with, we're Gem Show or, we're Rodeo or something like that, right? But we really, I think, celebrate each part and say, okay, well, this part brings this and this part brings that. And I think that our chefs and our roasters do the same thing, being able to actually say like, okay, this extra minute changes that, right? Like, so even I got, like I said, the chai latte with oat milk. When I changed from chai latte to chai latte with oat milk, it changed everything. Then, he said, okay, try the spicy version, right? Okay, so there I went. My chai latte with oat milk now, okay, that's kind of my go-to, right? But now chai latte with spicy chai. It's different, and so just the littlest thing, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a dash and a little booty shaker, shimmy or whatever of actual spice in there. There's almost nothing in there, but it completely changes the flavor.
Absolutely.
Which is like what you said, this 1 minute changes everything.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, right?
Yeah, I just have one more thing to say on that too is like, because we time out all of our shots, so I know if you're getting a shot that's going to taste good or bad or too long or too short.
Wow.
And it's crazy because I've tried shots at 23 seconds and it tastes terrible. But once I hit 24, I'm like, this is a perfect shot. 24, 25, 26, all those are amazing shots. And then when you go after that, it starts to taper off a little bit. But it's crazy the difference that I noticed between a 23-second shot and a 24-second shot, and pulling that and just you taste 1,000 shots, and then you kind of get an idea of, okay, this is great, this is not so good. But I was just really shocked by how much the 1 second of difference in pulling a shot does.
Well, and that's crazy to me because you guys are super busy. And so I think that someone who doesn't understand that background would go, every second counts. The faster, I can get more stuff out.
Right,
but
absolutely.
you're committed to saying, no, 24 tastes better. I'm going to wait the extra second because ultimately what's in their cup and what they're enjoying and what they're going to talk about is that 24-second pull, not the 23-second
Exactly. They wouldn't be talking about it if it was 23 seconds.
But some people, they're used to not good coffee by
That
big box
is-
places, so they might not notice, but other people are going to taste it.
Absolutely.
Or you go to the breakfast diner and
Yeah.
they're getting the
Folgers.
ginger.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not Folgers, but we're not going to mention what it is.
No, exactly, but
You get
just
that
simple.
beer cup that's $5 and unlimited refills, but it's horrible.
You can taste the lack of quality in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I think is awesome. I mean, more people need to understand kind of the background because if you're going to spend $5 to $8 a day on
Right.
coffee, make it good.
Make it very good.
Make it good, yeah. Because I mean, when you count that up, per week, even if it's just 5 days a week and not every day of your week, that's $40, a week.
Right.
$160 a month. That's part of your budget that you're, sitting here and
Saying
putting.
if I stop drinking coffee, I can still very save $2,400 a year.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
could,
the
but why
accountant in
would
me
you?
is saying yes. But I am also saying that these places are wonderful, small places that, support the community, provide a great product. If you are a small business and you do need to meet with clients, this is a wonderful place to bring them because it does support the community. And while you do business, you can enjoy, something delicious. Put your money that you're already going to spend into the families here in Tucson that, is supporting the community. And
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a wonderful circle of life, for Tucson. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. Yeah, I didn't really know what, supporting local when I was 18, 19, 20, I was go to a local place and I was yeah, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But after having your own local place and kind of seeing all the other local places in Tucson is full of that. There's not, I mean, it has its other non-local spots, but it just has so many spots and so many amazing spots that are growing too. I think EG's was a local place that was here, and I think not anymore, but they worked hard for a good long while, and it paid off for them. And it's cool to see the community. Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
We were there last week, right around the corner.
Oh, you're good.
Broadcasting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
The Tucson penicillin, go to EG's and try EG's if you start feeling sick, and it's
Right.
Sugar.
Yeah.
I was going to say sugar,
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
there you go.
I first moved here.
Used to not be a lot of sugar. It was all fresh ingredients and it was fresh fruit and everything, but there's a lot of more additives. But they're trying to make it
Like a uniform taste. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
The bigger you go, the less control you have over your quality.
That's true. That's why you don't get a great cup every time from a bigger place, so to speak.
Yeah.
And they're just pumping out the numbers. Yeah, there's no craft involved with that. It's a button pushing and then there you get what you get. And I've got a lot of employees from bigger places too that will come in here and try our stuff and be like, man, you guys have the best espresso in town. And it's cool to kind of have them not only working, they can get as much free coffee from the other places as they want, and then they choose to come in here over and over again and get great coffee, and they love it and they talk about it. I met someone yesterday who I was in buying milk, and she was like, oh, do you have a business? And I was like, yes. And she's like, what? And I was like, oh, Crème Coffee. And she's like, oh my gosh, I just heard about that on Tucson Foodie. I really want to take my my boyfriend and come over. And I was like, yeah, you guys come on over and check us out. And we're literally right across the street. And she was excited to check us out, so I'm sure I'll see her.
People are talking about you for sure because, I mean, the way that I met, was introduced to you guys is I'm tasked with, going out and meeting, people in order to come and bring them on our podcast. And I'm obviously make soap and freshies. And so it's a very different world than food. But, there's you understand, Heather, because you make soap, but soap is a recipe 100%, and it's very scientific. It's very much like coffee, I'm sure.
You don't play around with it.
You don't, because you can seriously get hurt or hurt
Is the Fight Club recipe, is that accurate or
pretty close?
Pretty close. Okay.
Yeah, we all
okay.
have scars.
Oh,
We
yeah,
all
we don't
have
talk about
scars, for sure. But the fun part about it is that I got to meet a lady. Her name is Marlene, and she has Marmar's Creations, and she makes beautiful flowers out of pipe cleaners.
You said Marmarsh?
Marmar's Creation.
Marmar's. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and
okay.
so she said, yeah, let's meet over here. This is right by my house. I love this coffee. It's locally owned. I like the people who own it. I like the people who work here. Let's go here. I said, great. So we sat up front. We sat here talking, and she ended up telling me, yeah, I believe their coffee is local, as well. So you should totally get, one of their business cards. She said, the candles that are sold back here, she said, I actually work with, she said, the lady after the candles are done, she gives me the containers, and then she makes something with them. And so they all recycle. And so,
right.
all of the vendors here are also working together, and then they're bringing people here to talk about it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be great. And so when someone unfortunately canceled, I said, oh my gosh, we should totally call Crema. I was like, so I called both of you guys within like 5 minutes, and I was like, let's make this happen.
Yes, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah,
That's
me
awesome.
too.
I was going to
comfy here.
recommend Crema if you didn't have another location.
Oh, nice. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Well, and it's so nice to be able to have the conversation with the roaster as well as the place that's pulling it, because you could make amazing coffee and then he pulls a 23-second and you're like, oh, that worked,
Right.
But the fact that you're kind of doing this beautiful dance in order to support the community is gorgeous. I love it.
Yes.
The Tucson Tasty Show knows that very well.
Yes.
Because we support everybody local.
Yes.
And it's near here. So.
And I love the fact that we always have, we have local chefs that come, even that have been on the show, that have been on the radio station, but they'll come and hang out with us on the podcast too.
Wonderful.
Which is really
That's
fun.
Cool. That's awesome. That's
so we have a lot of fun talking to the chefs and doing things like that. And we're always looking for more local chefs and more local restaurants in order to go on the actual show. But I
have somebody I could recommend.
Please,
later. Yeah.
Absolutely.
My wife's best friend, her husband, he is from Adelaide. And where's he from? Where is that country? I was at their wedding.
What's the restaurant?
And so he works at the. He's a professional chef, and so he can work anywhere in the world. And he spent a few years in. Where was he at? He was in Australia for like 3 years. They were in Adelaide for a little while, and they.
That's where Adelaide is, yeah.
Adelaide. You're probably right. And what was the other thing? Now he's out at the Ritz-Carlton out in Dove Mountain in Marana out there, and they like have their own space out there, and he's one of the head chefs out there now, and worked hard to get that position as well, and is changing their menu, and he had us over for dinner a few times, and he's just an amazing chef, and I'm sure he would love to be on and talk about that as well. How did you guys? Go for it.
Michael Elefante of Mama Luisa's was forged in fire over at Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mama Luisa's over in Craycroft and Golf Links, and we're going to actually be doing a premiere party over there. So come out and watch the first episode of the Tucson Tasty Show.
Nice.
And talk about it's highlighting a local chef. I mean, it's just that Mama Luisa's been around since 1956, 57. I'm fact checking with the.
Wow. Okay.
Way older than me, let's just say.
And he's been that chef over there for 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
But it's his family, so.
Yeah. Awesome.
He was raised in the kitchen, and he went over to the Ritz-Carlton because he was like, okay, I got everything down here. I'm going to challenge myself. He was ready for the next level. And but I'll be honest, Ritz-Carlton's probably the only place in Tucson I haven't eaten.
Yeah.
So I would love to.
Now you gotta try it.
I think core or the no.
So far away from where I live.
Yeah. I really liked. I tried their sushi out there, and it was amazing. I was shocked at how good it was, and I think they only do it on like Friday and Saturday night.
You say Ritz-Carlton, and it doesn't really ring.
I know.
Exactly,
I didn't
that's
think
what
so
I was
either.
thinking.
That's and they absolutely.
That's northeast side.
Okay, so let's just understand the
Northwest,
shots.
Northeast,
I am a transplant from LA, so
Okay,
I don't
yes.
always know north, south, east, west. I live pretty much downtown, so everything west of me is west, right?
Sure.
And everything east of me is east to me. So I said, "Oh, it's here on the east side."
Oh, the east side is that's
She goes, it's on the northeast side of Tucson, and I'm like, cool. Is that like what's across the street? Is that like take
yeah. Is that like way
And
over there? or where's
Thornydale, and he
that?
goes, "So the west side?"
And she's like, it's Thornydale and Ina, and I was like,
Oh,
that's not the east side.
east
Is it
side.
east of me? I don't know.
Yeah, just look at the mountain. Pretty much is how I get my bearings: north, south, east, and west.
To me, I'm like, okay, if you're on this
Yeah.
side of
Fuck,
the
I
freeway,
know.
you're west. If you're
Carry
on
around
this
your
side of the
sundial.
freeway, you're east.
right, exactly.
So that you can understand.
Yeah,
All
and the
the
crazy,
fight.
yeah, I-10 runs east and west across the country, right? But between
But-
Tucson and Phoenix, it runs
Yeah.
north and south.
Exactly.
That's so weird.
It happens like that in the 10 is the same in I want to say Virginia. There's a weird loop, and so you get on going east, and then
Wow.
you go home going east, and it's so
Oh, whoa,
confusing.
crazy. That's a time loop.
Oh, that part's the 210 maybe. Sorry,
210, okay.
I haven't
Okay,
lived there in a
you're
hot
good.
minute. I was
It's all
20
good.
when I lived there, so.
Yeah. I moved here when I was 15, and I
Fair.
talking about EGs. I looked out the window, and I was like, we were on a bus ride somewhere, and I was like, what is EGs? And they immediately made fun of me because I had no idea what EGs was.
Yeah, I didn't know when I moved
yeah,
here.
I learned my lesson. Yeah, it's good.
And then when my parents came, I was like, "Oh, do you want to go to EG's?" They're like, "You're taking your parents to EG's." I'm like, "Look, my mom loves like lemon slushies.
Yes.
What better place to take her? You know, yes, there's Raspados and things like that, but my mom would have gotten intimidated by all the choices and all the stuff. Just a nice, simple lemon EG's was my mom's happy place.
Right.
She was happier than anything. She was like, "This is amazing." I was like, "I told you."
Nice. I'm glad you took her there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I love so many places here. It's funny that, because we are a city of gastronomy and we have such amazing food that when people do visit, it is fun to be able to take them so many places.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that for a second. So, Tucson's a UNESCO city of gastronomy, and UNESCO is actually a World Heritage rating. So, World Heritage rating means that it's a historic rating, and
Wow.
they've done so much research on this. There have been indigenous people, the Tohono Nation, that have continuously farmed and grown crop here in Tucson for 5,000 years.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So that's why we have the UNESCO City of Gastronomy rating.
Sure.
And recently, there's been some people that just assume that it's something else. UNESCO means food. No, the Taj Mahal has a UNESCO rating. You don't
Interesting.
go to the Taj Mahal
To
for
eat.
food.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a World
Right.
Heritage rating.
Oh,
And,
interesting.
It's about the history, and that's why you got Barrio Bread, the ancient grains.
Yes.
Making the ancient grain breads, and he's using all those local ingredients. And these ingredients are ingredients that Padre Kino at Center Edition, where he brought over to use,
Right.
and it's actually low gluten, low glycemic.
Right.
So it's bread that makes you feel good.
Yes.
And Don at Barrio Bread's James Beard award-winning baker.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
And, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But we have so many of those rich cultural resources here in Tucson that's what's really important to understand. So
Yeah.
we do talk with and partner with the City of Gastronomy. So
Right.
There's that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's been a few local podcasts that have gone. It means foodie. No, it doesn't.
Right.
It's history.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love the education side of it, and that's why we're doing it, because we're not only educating the local chefs, it's what Tucson is.
Understanding, yeah, in a deeper level. Not just saying, "Oh, I want a chimichanga." No, okay,
Right.
well, this is the home of chimichanga, and this is how here's how this happened, and yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At El Charro, or
Yeah.
a true local, Gordos and El Charro used to battle back and forth on who actually.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's really cool.
right.
That's wonderful.
I always like being able to share those little anecdotes,
Yeah.
also, because
Yeah.
it's like, no, yes, we have good food, but we also have reasons why they're
Yeah,
good
the
food.
people
you know?
care.
And
Big
people don't
time.
really understand it.
The best Mexican food in America and we got that rating because of the unique culture behind what we do, right? And we have the cowboy history, we have the Mexican history, we have the Native American history, and it's blended together to make this amazing Mexican food that you can't get anywhere else in the country. So when Tucsonans go to other places and sit down at a Mexican restaurant and they ask us if we want a burrito wet, we kind of look at them funny because that's insane.
Right.
That's the only way my dad orders burritos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, from LA, that
What,
is
red sauce
like,
or green sauce?
yep,
Right,
that is
right.
absolutely how it's
Yeah.
done in LA.
That's funny. That's super funny. So I am on a personal mission to try and find the best salsa in Tucson. Do you guys have any recommendations at all?
Yes.
Okay. The little one. All right. I'm writing this down right now.
Marcella is absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's right next to the library.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And she is the sister of, I always mess up the name of it.
The sister of...
Cafe.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And so it's all the family recipes, and she makes the salsa fresh daily. She only uses fresh ingredients. If she has leftovers, like cucumber mint lemonade, she makes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite.
That fresh lemonade, and you can't find it anywhere else. So you really can't.
Yeah. And it's called The Little One. Is that what you said?
The little one.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Totally put it on my list.
But if you go to the Saka website, there's also a salsa and taco competition coming up.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
Next month.
Okay.
And
That's...
you got to check that out.
Yeah,
and
okay.
See what they're, you can go and find out for yourself.
Right.
The best is.
Judge for myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Yeah, I've been in restaurants for a long time now. I think since I was like 18 years old, and they make you take those alcohol classes when you're bartending and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then one interesting fact I learned from that is 2/3 of the people who live in Arizona aren't from Arizona, and I thought that was an extremely interesting fact. Yeah, so Tucson.
22nd Tucson.
I was born on the other side of Texas.
LA, baby.
LA, yeah.
But you know, I lived
Indiana.
in Vegas,
Indiana,
and
okay.
people used to say
Yeah,
that too.
2/3, right?
Almost nobody pretty much is born in Vegas. It's a transplant place,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then I moved here.
Transplant place. I lost everything when I have to live here now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Save that money for your
My
for your
whole
home.
family moved there little by little by little because my uncle is a doctor, and so he got a position with one of the veteran hospitals because there's a lot of veteran
in LA
hospitals.
or in Vegas?
In Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, and then slowly but surely, my entire extended family moved there because they were like, "Well, this is awesome," and they all
Yeah.
just were like, "Tink, tink, tink, tink." And so I lived there for a while as well.
North Las Vegas is a really great place.
That's where I lived.
There's some amazing places in North Las Vegas, restaurants and otherwise. And we actually played with the idea of going up there and doing some
One of my old best friend's brothers is a chef at one of the restaurants, and it was so amazing because we were at a 4th of July barbecue, and we're sitting there, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "I'm getting my own restaurant." I was like, "Really?
Wow.
Awesome! What are you doing?" And he said, he told me I think it was supposed to be French fusion or something, but he said for the next 8 months. They pay me like, I don't know, $4,000 a month to just buy food and cookbooks and just try whatever I want
Wow.
for the next 8
Wow.
months.
Wow.
So his whole thing was just to cook, try what works, put spins on things, see, what flavors really popped out,
Right.
what, was going to be the feel of the menu. And then he was able to open a restaurant and, start that and do that. And now, kind of like the
Yeah, he
bear,
learned things that-
change things up little by little, and do things. But
Yeah.
he has his core already. And I thought, wow, that's the side that normal people don't get to see or know,
No.
like how
Like,
much
how do you come up
work
with
goes
your-
behind that.
How do you come up with your menu? Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, normal people don't get to know. It does.
Yeah.
And everybody flocks to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant because he knows his story so well.
Right.
And when you go there and you sit down and you're eating, 90% of that food is Gordon Ramsay's food. I mean, let's just be honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
So it's his name, and he's a celebrity chef. He does have a lot of control in his kitchen. And he does visit every kitchen.
But he
once a quarter.
has to encourage his guys to go out there and make new
yeah,
stuff,
create.
and discover new things, and
Yeah.
But it tastes better when the chef's in the kitchen.
Right, right.
It tastes better when you know the story of the
You can taste the inspiration.
Absolutely.
So, last quick question.
Of course.
If you can help out, but you have a local baker that is gluten-free. I was told it's gluten-free.
So
are.
I think the one that you got was gluten free. So right now she changes her stuff up often. And so now she has a gluten-free banana bread and also just a regular banana bread. So the one I'm staring at is the regular banana bread, but I think you did get the gluten-free one.
Okay, and who's this baker?
Zakadoo is the name of her, and she's another local in-home baker in the Cottage Law and all that, and does great stuff. We noticed that her gluten-free stuff, it's really hard to tell that it's gluten-free, and the flavor is great. And that was one thing we noticed about her and liked about her, and yeah, she's this sweet lady, and she just makes wonderful pastries.
Do you have a favorite bakery in Tucson?
I'm not much of a sweet eater. I'm more of a savory person. So.
And there's some great savory things like the bombolines over at Locale.
Never had that.
What's one of your?
I don't even know what a bombolini
Baja Cafe is one of my
Baja
favorites.
Cafe is great. Yeah, that's a great.
Oh,
and they're just
okay.
in Tucson too, right? The Baja Cafe. Have y'all?
Yeah.
Yes, and
They're
yeah,
the one on
1,000
Campbell.
good things on their menu. Yeah, constantly just good food.
Going over there and doing a breakfast, but the coffee is a tasty show for breakfast.
Yeah, just get all of their eggs Benedict, every single one of them. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's how
Exactly.
we typically do it. Actually,
Nice.
right out to restaurants, we pass the plates around, and then and then in the studio we do the same thing. We just everybody gets a little bite of whatever we're getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow on the Tucson Tasty Show, we have BKW Farms,
Okay.
James Wong, and then we also have a amazing pizza place because apparently June is the pizza month for the Tucson Tasty Show. Because
Okay.
I think we've had a pizza guy on every week.
Yes.
On the show, so don't forget to tune in 10:30 a.m. The Voice from 3 to 4, and if you can't get attended at 10:30 a.m., we also broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook channel as well. So we'll see you next week, and as always,